Alright, so we're at the Hoosier National Forest, and that's where we're parked. And we're going to be taking Peninsula Trail all the way up to the tip of the peninsula. Basically it's a day hike, because we're not meeting everyone else until we get back to the car tomorrow. And then we're hiking the Copala Trail all the way back around the Grub Ridge Trail, and then back to the car. So we've only been on the trail roughly about a mile or so, and this is pretty much what we're having to avoid. This is both a walking trail and a horse trail, and there's just slop all over the place. But it does seem to look as if though lots of people have carved us out some lovely footpaths so that we may avoid all of this poo-poo, doo-doo, and water puddles that just never seem to dry up. But overall, the area must have not got much rain, because the trail is very dry, the trail is very flat, not much incline or decline on these trails at all. So far, my impressions of the Hoosier National Forest or if you like a leisurely stroll through the woods without much of a challenge, this is your spot, buddy. I mean, it is so well carved out. There's only been a few spots where there's been some rocky areas that were a little, I wouldn't even say challenging, but if you're using toe shoes like I am, the rocks can be a little bit painful on the soles of your feet, but other than that, not such a big deal at all.
A lot of ferns.
We're definitely very close to water now. Yeah, pretty much smooth sailing on this trail. Being from Kentucky and all, and almost always hiking at Red River Gorge, this is quite literally a walk in the park.
That's the horse trail. This is the person trail.
Yeah, see, this is what we're talking about. You got a lot of split-offs. There is no split-offs on the map as far as the trail is concerned, but it's like, I guess people realized where the crappy spots were, where all the horses will slop up the trail, and then they make footpaths for the human peoples to travel on. So we're going the human people's way. And usually you can tell because the trail immediately gets more human trail-like. Does that even make any sense? I don't think so. We're on our way out to the point here at Lake Moroe, and there's just this gorgeous set of grove of pines. I mean, they're at least 100, maybe 125 feet tall. Very, very pretty. Well, I don't see many huge pine groves like these out in Kentucky. Of course, Kentucky was logged. It's really pretty in here, though. And actually having, I know I was kind of bagging on the flat trail earlier, but kind of having a flat trail allows you to enjoy your scenery a little bit more. You're not constantly having to look down. So that's an upside, I guess. if you're into scenery more so than challenging hikes, then Hoosier National Forest would be a nice place to go. All right, so I'm a total moron. We just walked past basically an open wildfire, and we saw another hiker on the trail who was claiming that he was down here at the point. We're not quite there yet, but he smelled really strong of smoke, right? And I don't know what the hell happened, man. I must have just boned, but it didn't even dawn on me to take the phone out and actually show you guys. It was right there in that pine thicket. So there's a lot of low-lying, just forest brush on the floor, forest floor, a lot of pine needles. Thank God it's not a windy day today. Or that could have really been bad. Those pine trees would have went up like Roman candles. But we went on and called the emergency number from the brochure that we picked up at the trailhead. And I'm using an app on my iPhone called Maps 3D. And it actually will give you your exact coordinates, latitude and longitude, in real time. So we were able to provide that. And he didn't even sound like he was all that concerned. He goes, yeah, we'll get somebody out there and we'll put it out. So we were like, all right. So we are hiking on.
We're way far away.
First break of the trip, we're about 2 3/4 miles in so far. And we can actually see the water out there on the off the ridge. I doubt if you guys can, but we're not too far out. Yeah, you can't see it from here. We were able to see it coming up over the other ridge, but we're also hearing some motorized vehicles. And we're thinking that that might be the fire department to come and put out the wildfire.
We're too far from a road, I think. Be hearing anything.
So it's probably some rescue vehicles or something. Probably some 4-wheelers, maybe a 3-wheeler. You never really can tell for sure what the Indiana Cavalry is going to send out in a crisis situation. And I'm also trying out for the very first time a man skirt by Mountain Hardware. Does this look nice on my butt? Honey, does it look nice?
I didn't know you were talking to me. I thought you were talking to the audience. Yes, your butt always looks fantastic.
She says my butt always looks fantastic. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Honey, your butt looks way more fantastic.
It's not true. It's not true at all. There's the water.
Are we gonna have snacks?
I'm gonna have a snack.
Well,
Some
shit
water
fire
some
and
bug spray.
save a match, man. Let's have a freaking snack then. Well, this is camp for the night. This is our view. Don't be jelly. What do you think, Pew? Did we hit the jackpot?
Yeah, I think so. Beautiful. The view is spectacular. God, look at the Havarti. Go harden back up tonight. Water out there.
Yep.
Why do you have one off?
I was letting it dry out.
What are you doing?
I'm recording you.
Don't record me.
I'm recording.
Don't record me.
Well, it is just about the end of day one out here at Hoosier National Forest. And we've been here at camp for, I guess, going on an hour and a half, 2 hours.
We got here at 6.
Yeah.
It's 8:15.
It's 8:15 already. So we've been here about 2 hours and 15 minutes. Got camp all set up. It's still supposed to be really kind of chilly tonight, around 44, 46, something like that. And because we've decided to camp quite literally right on the lake, which I had planned on doing in the first place, we brought quilts. So I've got my hammock gear quilt under there, and I've got my burrow under there. And Christine, she has her DIY quilt.
I do. Over there.
Over there under that War Bonnet Superfly. And she's also got, what is that, Wilderness Logic's top quilt? Or underground quilt. Yeah, underground quilts. So, it's been very peaceful. It's Derby weekend, so we're just attributing all the non-traffic, foot traffic, to the fact that everyone is blowing their wad down at Churchill Downs. We got out of Louisville very fast today. Left about noon 30 and avoided all that mess. So instead of fighting a bunch of traffic and messing with a bunch of peoples, we get all of this beautifulness. That's what's up. See, and we usually hike and camp in Red River Gorge, and while an absolutely gorgeous place to go, gorgeous place to hike, gorgeous place to camp, you just don't get these kind of views at Red River Gorge. You just don't. So we've even considered maybe just taking the whole flipping day off tomorrow and just relaxing and just enjoying this peacefulness out here on Lake Monroe. So we're not for sure if we're going to do that yet, but we shall see. So I also wanted to tell you guys that generally when we go hiking, Oh wait, dude, you gotta see this sunset. I thought we missed it.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot, let me take this fisheye lens off. Can you all see that business? What a gorgeous view that is. Okay, so as I was saying, so on this trip, I usually record our outing always on my iPhone, but this time I decided to bring my, I basically call it my travel camera, but I do a lot of videos on this camera, and if you or anyone that you know that loves to go hiking and likes to actually document your outings and your trips, I can't think of any camera better. Right now, you get the most bang for your buck out of these Sony mirrorless cameras. I have converted almost completely to mirrorless. So if you guys are interested, the camera that I'm recording all this stuff on this trip is the Sony A5000. I picked it up from a guy off Amazon, and it looked damn near brand new. There wasn't hardly anything wrong with it, and I got it used for 185 bucks. Of course, it only came with a battery and no lens, but that was just fine by me because I had already had all my Sony lenses. So this thing is lightweight, easily portable, and it's an interchangeable lens camera. So I brought 3 lenses with me. I brought a small zoom, and brought a fisheye, and brought a 16mm 2.8, so I could capture some lovely things. I also picked up and brought my extension tubes, so if I find anything interesting that's super duper small, I can take pictures of those as well. I can do a little bit of macro photography while I'm out here as well. So yep, if you guys are interested in those kind of things while you're out, if you actually want to document it and you want it to actually look good, you might want to check in on these cameras. So we just got a couple of neighbors down shore a little bit. I hope we don't end up being too wild for them. But you never can tell. No, but seriously, we're both pretty tuckered out. So I have a pretty good feeling we're going to be calling it an early night tonight, which is a-okay by me because I'm here to relax. So until tomorrow, I will see you brothers later. Yeah, there is something to be said about a nice, good, long hike and getting your exercise in, but there's also something to be said about getting out here and finding this kind of payoff. So, I haven't hardly recorded anything today because I haven't been doing anything except relaxing next to all this beautiness. The breeze is coming in off the lake. We went down a little further on the peninsula, so it's just been a relaxing day. Yeah, I had no idea it was going to be this nice when we got down here, so we had every intention of maybe doing a 10 to 15 mile loop, but 6 miles in and 6 miles out, that's not bad for a weekend. Not to mention the payoff. It's pretty freaking awesome. During the summertime, I can seriously and easily see just hopping out there in the water, taking a swim, toweling off when you get back, and hopping right back in the hammock. It's an easy hike, nice payoff. I'll be back, that's for sure. I did want to show you guys how much work somebody has put in to making this last big campsite here on the peninsula. I mean, we pretty much got a couch here. 1, 2, 3 full seats, an ottoman or a cooking table, another cooking area, perhaps a footrest out of the mud, a bench seat with no backs, but a nice little cooking area here if you wanted it to be. Another chair here. Didn't look as comfy, but it could easily be sat upon. And then you got this one. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, potentially 7, 8. And then this massive fire pit, a rock fire pit. I don't know who or whom decided to put in that kind of work, but God bless them. Because that would not have been me. No way.
Like stubbing your toe in a tennis shoe versus stubbing your toe in a bottom. Woo!
Yeah. Super bad. Those insoles? Bomb.
What if they make this for women?
Yep, Dick's. 40.
$40?
Insoles.
Oh,
The shoes are 80.
that's what I was
Amazon.
talking about. You spent $40 on a pair of insoles?
Oh yeah, they're awesome. My heels felt like they were about 1.5 inches lower than my forefoot with the factory.
Alright, we're going down.
Yeah, it came off the hook.
Where's he at?
Right over there.
You gonna keep him?
Nah, man, I'll throw them back.
Alright.
If I get one that's like a 1.5 pounds, I'll cook it.
Alright, so
So should I throw him back before he does?
Bluegill.
Babe,
So go ahead, dude. Do your. So we're just using night crawlers.
can I throw him back
okay.
now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so we got night crawlers.
Oh no, they're good for like a half an hour.
What? Hey, hold on to it.
Pick him up in his mouth, honey.
Just sling them.
I don't. He's slippery.
Here, I'll do it.
Yeah. Oh, I can't get him. His fins are sharp. Well, I've not picked up a fish before, honey. I don't.
You never picked up a fish?
No.
Alright, so we got a
You go against the fins from the front of the
Right.
fish.
right there. See, he's got
Oh,
Or
okay.
you can grab them like that.
Hurry and throw him back. He can't breathe. I do.
Alright, so we got a little fish. We're out here in Lake Monroe.
Honey, he can't breathe.
He's fine.
No, seriously, they're good for like a half an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a long suffocation.
Catfish will go hours.
That is a long suffocation
As long
process.
as they're not over. So basically, what I bought is a little crappy reel, and then I just got an ugly stick that breaks down, and it's about the same. When it's broken down, it's about the same height as my pack, and that just goes along the side, and then just cheap styrofoam bobber or cork, whatever you want to call it. Couple split shots.
So nice and light.
Nice and light, and we're out here catching fish, man. Hiked
So-
6 miles, it was nothing. And nice and flat, so I wasn't worried about the extra 1.5 or 2 pounds for a light fishing set, and I'm able to cast out about 20 feet
Sweet.
and catch fish.
Yeah, we were
I love sitting around doing a fire thing, and then that's not even mine. You can throw it in that H bag.
Yeah, we were basically out here trying to fish earlier. The wind was pretty bad, so the bobber and the bait just kept on coming in. And the water appears to be kind of up quite a bit. And that being the case, we've got a lot of like ground cover that's actually covered in water. So fishing, unless you can get your bait out there a decent amount, you're going to snag everything on the way back in. So
Yeah, which we lost 2 already.
2 bobbers already. So I mean, if you look, I mean, we got small trees that are in the water, and if you look further over there,
I'm already getting bites, by the way. Again.
we've got a whole cove of trees that are just covered in water.
I like to see a big bluegill hit it and just take it down the first time. I love if you can find like those pound bluegills, the really big ones. They just sink it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the little ones that just nibble on it and then take it. But yeah, I mean it's a beautiful place. I've never been here before.
Yeah, this is our first time too. And I do think that for like newbies and for, you know, people that were just trying to break in, maybe get an interest in hiking and backpacking, this would be an excellent place because the payoff is just absolutely gorgeous at the end of that 6 miles. So, you know, for newbies and just, you know, people just starting out, 6 miles in, beautiful payoff. You get to enjoy this lake and the scenery and this amazing sunset over here.
You know, Mark, and I'll help you out with something.
What's that?
So I just started running again.
Mm-hmm.
And I can run a mile 9.5 minutes. Okay, not phenomenally fast, but I can normally hike 15 miles in a day. So for everybody that's out there wondering, is 6 miles a long way, is 2 miles a long way, it's really not. If you take your time, pace yourself, enjoy the walk, then a 6 mile walk is not hard.
Yeah, I mean, even at a moderate pace, you can.
Another one.
Got another one.
Ooh, this one's fighting a little more.
Yeah, even at a medium pace, you can walk 3 miles, 3 miles an hour. Damn, that might be the same friggin' one.
But there you go.
Nice.
And just out here having fun. You know, whether or not we eat it or not is not really a big deal right now, but
It's the sport, man. It's fun.
passing time and relaxing. And I've been fishing since I was 6. I love this. Man, I lost my bait.
Tell us what's up.
So yeah, we're out here catching fish about, I don't know, every 3 or 4 minutes. Anything from bluegill, carp, and just pulled in probably about a 2-pound cat.
Yep.
On a crappie pole, off using a night crawler with a weighted jig hook.
Sweet.
And his side fin snapped the line when I was holding it up. But yeah, I mean, to be able to come out and do that stuff, your bobber's gone.
I got it. He got it.
Chuck's out there still fishing. Yeah, I mean, you know, coming out backpacking and everything, if you plan it right, you don't have to sit around when you're done hiking.
Yeah.
We're gonna play some cards later.
Maybe play with ourselves.
Well,
play solitaire.
Yeah.
I think you went to a dirty place.
Even on I just know you. But yeah, I mean, even when I solo backpack, sometimes I'll bring something to pass the time. Whether it's a book on my phone, a movie, or something, because yes, you're going to be stuck in a location for multiple hours. And once you filter all your water, you use the restroom, and you eat, you're pretty much done with your chores.
By the way, take a look behind you. Look at that beautiful moon.
Oh yeah.
It'll be gorgeous tonight.
Yeah.
But
when it reflects off the water tonight, it'll be.
It'll be gorgeous.
Yeah.
That'll be good fishing then. Tonight.
But yeah, I mean, to come out here and not only just do one hobby, but do multiple hobbies is really a treat.
Yep, it's off the hook.
There's not a lot of locations where you can backpack and then you're right on the water to be able to do that.
Yeah, so for all you Indiana boys always complaining, come on, man, you got good fishing right now. Good fishing.
We're tearing them up. We're casting about anywhere from 10 to 20 feet.
I mean, you've been out here for maybe 45 minutes and you've caught 10 fish.
Yeah, and at least 4 of them were keepers.
Yeah, and Chuck Grassley down there, he done caught 7.
Yeah.
Actually, we're renaming him. His new trail name is the Riddler because we don't know what the f he's talking about.
This is peak time, and they're extremely active. We've seen a lot of rolling and jumping, and you know, it's just it's good times. And for the 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds of pack weight, it's worth it. And if we didn't eat all our food and we waited, we could have had catfish.
We could have had catfish.
On the fire.
So it is now Sunday. We have packed everything up. We are now hiking out. About 6 miles out. And we'll be back to the car. And then we are heading to some Cracker Barrel for some... What are we having? I'm going to have maybe some biscuits and gravy. steak biscuits. But this has been a really amazing trip overall. It was not the most challenging trip, and it most certainly was not the most difficult trip. But because of the location that we ended up at, the views that we had, the fishing, the lake, the breeze coming off the water, the beautiful cranes flying overhead, I don't know, it was just a really nice payoff there toward the end. So we all had a great time. And you know, as far as the gear goes, for you all that are wondering, hammock gear's equipment is still amazing. The down quilts, you know, you just never feel anything. And when you don't feel anything, when you don't feel any cold, you're just able to get some sleep. Some true, genuine, restorative sleep. And I think that says a lot about their gear, because it's just never failed. Gossamer gear packs. These G4s, you know, they just don't get the love that I feel like they deserve. A lot of people love ULA, but a lot of those guys, they're always talking about going ultralight and super light and shedding those grams. But it's really hard to beat 17 ounces for your backpack for 66 liters. So whether it's summer or whether it's winter, I can't imagine carrying any other pack. I'd buy another one tomorrow if this one broke. But anyway, if you all ever get the chance to come out here, if nothing else, just for a leisurely 6-mile day hike, and just stop out there on the pier at Lake Moroe, do yourself a favor, come out, spend a couple hours and take in some fresh air. It's absolutely gorgeous. So we're hiking onto the car. Here's that area that was caught on fire when we showed up 2 days ago. You can see that it's spread all along this hill, all the way down to the other side. So it was pretty small when we first passed. So it took the emergency crew a little bit to get out here and finally put this thing out. I mean, you can see just how charred everything is. So it did get pretty bad out here, but we called it in. We prevented a forest fire. All right, we made it back to the car. It is 10:31 this morning, and we hung out in the Charles C. Deam Wilderness this weekend. That's what's up. We were way up there at the point. What's up, Big Daddy?
Hola.
So we're just waiting on the rest of our crew, and here comes one right now. What's up?
Elitist.
You elitist. So we only got one more left, and then we're on
and
then
About another half an hour.
wow.
so now we're gonna be heading off to Cracker Barrel for some breakfast.